What's up, family? This is your boy Gerald. It is December 31st, 2020. How is everybody doing? Yep, we have made it to the culmination of this year. And it keeps me grounded. And I'm going to throw this disclaimer out right now because I'm going to allow transparency to be. So you're going to hear some things and see a side of your boy that you might not have seen, but I can only be that way. Now, I truly hope that you had a blessed Christmas because you are the gift. And I hope that everything that you desired to receive, it was there. I'm not talking about the aspect of materialism. No. Because when we talk about you, you're priceless. You know that. But unfortunately, because of duality, we live in a world that unfortunately we put things that were deemed as placed on monetary value, things that are placed on temporary pedestals in front of what stands the test of time. And we're talking about you, your story, your illustration of being, the courage, the tenacity of just being you. So I can't ignore that. December 31st, matter of fact, March 11th of this year, we ushered in the mental real estate of the pandemic. We know that as COVID-19. But ironically, the proper education that should have been, because commercially, you look on the back of a Lysol bottle, Lysol can, COVID's always been there. So that's why you're seeing commercials today out in the open saying what it can and cannot do. But yet, I saw a meme, and I wish I had enough forethought to give proper credit. And someone put this meme out and they said, for 20 plus years, we've been searching for the cure for HIV. For 20 plus years, you have not heard murmurs about the cure for lupus. For plus 20 something years, you have yet to find a solution for diabetes. But yet, through the ethers, we still don't have the answer to the common cold. That made me ponder, because these are all facts, which makes a contradiction to what is being illustrated in a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you, in regards to temporary remedies of the vaccine. Now, at the end of the day, you're going to do what's best for your reality. I'm not going to sit up here and say do or do not. However, what I have a problem with is this. Do you realize how much money could have been saved? How many lives could have been spared if the Surgeon General said, hey, we need to change the way we eat? Hey, we need to invest in taking better care of our temples. Hey, you know what? You know those vitamins that you don't want to take? It is going to be more beneficial to your livelihood. But still, no one spoke on that. Don't you find that ironic? We all know that the five basic food groups, the food table, everything that is organic was given by the Most High, right? But why are we not tapping on that natural resource? Or is that they don't want you to? Or is it they're afraid that if you invest in what is in organic, it'll bottom out someone's investment? Just think about it. Just think about it. Because slowly but surely, we're going to have to deal with the pandemic. But the greatest resource for you is to booster your immune system properly. Natural herbs, natural consumption. But why aren't they talking about it? Do you realize how much allocation of funds could have been placed in a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you, in your community, instead of being distracted elsewhere? Why? Now, we already know that those who are made last are going to be divinely projected forward, and those who are sitting forward that do not place the Most High first will transition and become last. Why? Because that's what makes our history. And I'm saying all this because every day, someone you know, every day, someone you may be aware of is getting called home unnecessarily. And that breaks my heart. It really does. Within the last 48 hours, someone you know, someone you're familiar with, got called home. You know, they say it comes in threes, but it seems since March 11th, in droves, people that you think that you're going to see tomorrow, that you think is going to be on the other end of that phone, people that you know that you break bread with, they're not there. So you got to take the responsibility and do what's the best for you. Now, let me get off my soapbox. So, I'm sitting in the garage, I'm doing laundry, and I thought about what is the things I plan to claim and manifest for 2021. And for those, you know, I've been speaking on this at the end of the year for the last 5 years. I thought about it. I thought about where I am. I thought about all the blessings that I've been afforded because God is real. I'm a living testament to that. But you know what was bittersweet for me today? That I had to come to terms of looking at and assessing, fireworks, the mental real estate that I was willfully giving. Now, when you do things unconditionally, with compassion, you're not looking for the back end. You're not, because it comes from a pure place. But you can't ignore the fact there are still people in the midst of you that are conspiring. There are people indirectly connected to you to watch what you do. There are people that are in your circle hoping that you will fail. Why? Because these same people, it goes against what they stand for. They don't have the fortitude to acknowledge what does not work. They do not have the truth to admit where there's a weakness. They do not want to be transparent with their happiness. Why? Because misery loves company. And what have I always said about misery? Misery is an endless table with endless chairs waiting for you to sit down. Because when you sit down, your life stops. That's what you call a spiritual block. And I thought about it. I thought about all the people I willfully given or gave access and resource of my time only for it to be wasted. And the more I thought about it, the more angry I got. Yeah, I got angry. But I was more angry with myself because no one can do to you what you won't allow or what you're not aware of. So I thought about it. I looked at the journey that I've traveled. I looked at the people that unknowingly I had given time to, only for it to be in vain. But you know what, family? Don't be disparaged. Because I really believe 2021 is about not only transparency, but it's going to be laser sharp. You know how you heard the adage of measure twice, cut once? That's what's going to be happening with a lot of people. You're going to have to be methodical, which means it's going to cause you to think before you speak, to cause you to process before you act. Why? Because we're going into another realm where, well, I ain't got to tell you, there's more and more people every day that are wearing their emotions on their sleeves. It's very obvious. So, if it hasn't been apparent, 2021 is about sidestepping the things that will block your growth. It's not your responsibility to stand by, to ponder, to wait, to deliberate what someone else is doing. Just know the people that genuinely have your best interests, they'll be leaving it. They'll be leading it by an example of who they really are. Just like you have to give yourself permission to be you. And I hope, I really hope that you will. If anything, you've heard people say, do not bring nothing negative from 2020 to 2021. That's why you got so many people going around cleaning their houses, soaking their black eyed peas, getting their greens ready for abundance. Genuine tradition. But we need to have that same energy when it comes to the person in the mirror. If you want to soak something, soak that courage up. Absorb the things you need to conquer. And rinse and release the things that don't. Yes, 2021, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be quite surprised on who you're going to be. But that is who you are. But guess what? Because we have a merciful God, they have an opportunity. They have a choice. And that choice is to respect it or distance from it. You have to do what's best to protect your smile. You can't buy it. You cannot fake it. You cannot deceive it. What's at stake not only is your sanity, but is your peace of mind. So, with all that said, I hope wherever you are, you're safe, mind, body, and spirit. And just know the people that genuinely love you, even if the price is they will never see you again, they want you to have the best year ever. Unfortunately, family, losing a bond physically is painful, but the reality and the shock will be for many people will be the emotional connection that was not authentic to begin with. So, look down at your feet. See the foundation it represents. Take accountability for what matters most. Make a decision on where you're headed and unconditionally go forth. Don't worry about the people that don't want you to get there. They're actually afraid that you will. They're afraid. They're terrified. They're terrified because they know from the first hello, they saw an example of what greatness is. And they're praying that you wouldn't. But I know you will. You know why? Because you're blessed. From me to you, to your families, have a blessed 2021. You've already know what you got to do. It's now about getting it, but not only getting it, it is claiming it because it was rightfully yours to begin with. Peace.